Many point to Lincoln's opposition to the expansion of slavery into new territories in the rapidly expanding United States of the Antebellum period as incontrovertible proof that he wished to see the practice abolished. But, just like with everything else in politics, there were more interests behind his position than the general public today is made aware of. While it is inarguable that Lincoln did oppose the expansion of slavery into U.S. territories, he was not motivated by humanitarianism. He was motivated by political power. Lincoln belonged to the Whig Party, and later the Republican Party. Their opposition was the Democratic Party. It was in the interests of both parties to gain more seats in Congress in order to have enough votes to pass legislation that advanced their agendas. The Democrats just happened to represent slave owners, and so, whenever slavery expanded to new territories in the U.S., so did Democratic seats in Congress, which was not good for Republicans. And this was the real-world reason that Lincoln opposed the expansion of slavery, not for concern of the plight of black slaves. In fact, he believed that blacks should have no presence in new territories at all, because Lincoln was a white nationalist. Yes, you heard me correctly. Along with his party colleagues, such as Republican Representative David Wilmot of Pennsylvania, who in 1846 proposed the Wilmot Proviso, a bill that would ban slavery in the territory acquired from Mexico as a result of the Mexican-American War, not for the benefit of blacks, but for whites. In 1847, before the House of Representatives, Wilmot declared, quote, "I have no squeamish sensitiveness upon the subject of slavery, no morbid sympathy for the slave. I plead the cause and rights of white freemen. I would preserve to free white labor a fair country, a rich inheritance, where the sons of toil of my own race and own color can live without the disgrace which association with Negro slavery brings upon free white labor." End quote. This was as far as the Republican Party was concerned with slavery as late as 1860, the year before the Civil War broke out. As Lincoln's own Secretary of State and confidant William Seward said of his colleagues, quote, "The motive of those who protested against the extension of slavery had always really been concern for the welfare of the white man, and not an unnatural sympathy for the Negro." End quote. This expression was further corroborated by U.S. Republican Senator and Lincoln confidant Lyman Trumbull of Illinois, Lincoln's home state, who said, quote, "We, the Republican Party, are the white man's party. We are for the free white man, and for making white labor acceptable and honorable." End quote. Trumbull also made it clear that he would never agree to quote-unquote Negro equality whatsoever, stating, quote, "When we declare that all men are created equal, we do not mean that every man in organized society has the same rights. We don't tolerate that in Illinois." Close quote. Famous staunch Republican and editor of the widely circulated New York Tribune, Horace Greeley, summed up the Republican position on slavery most accurately when in December 1860 he wrote, quote, "All the occupied territory shall be preserved for the benefit of the white Caucasian race, a thing which cannot be except by the exclusion of slavery." End quote. Lincoln was guilty of these opinions, not by mere association with the Republican Party, but by championing them himself. In a speech he gave in Peoria, Illinois, in October 1854, Lincoln told the crowd, quote, "Whether slavery shall go into Nebraska or other new territories is not a matter of exclusive concern to the people who may go there. The whole nation is interested that the best use shall be made of these territories. We want them for the homes of free white people. This they cannot be, to any considerable extent, if slavery shall be planted within them. Slave states are places for poor white people to remove from, not remove to. New free states are the places for poor white people to go to and better their condition." End quote.